What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? You got your boy J Quill here. If you're looking at the title right now, it tells you what this is going to be about, right? Read the title and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about the title. Because we all go through this. We all go through this. And at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, if the person you with tells you, male or female, we're not going to pick one individual sex. If the person you with tells you they love you, but they don't support you, and as an individual, how are you supposed to speak on that? Cigar ain't bad. Perdomo ain't bad. Habano Perdomo. Not a bad cigar. I like it that because I get home sometimes, it be quiet. I like quietness. I don't like all that old loud shit. I play my music, but I don't like all that loud, crazy stuff. But back to what's at hand, right? Now, if the person you with tells you they love you, but they don't support you, how you supposed to handle that? How you supposed to deal with that? When I mean don't support you, you could be in a relationship for what? 3 years, because after you figure after 3 years, you figure after 3 years, right? No, that was it. Whew. Now you figure out the 3 years, right? Give me 1 minute. Ain't nobody in there anyway. Woo-hoo. That ain't come off right. Okay, here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Yeah, this kind of like the quiet hour. If you look at the title, you see what's in there, right? All right, this is what we're going to do tonight. Now, if you look at the title, like I was saying a little while ago, if I had to get off this thing and get something. Now, what if you was in a relationship for 3 years, right? Same me, we just having a conversation. Well, I'm talking to myself anyway. What if you was in a relationship for 3 years? He or she, and the person you was with tells you they love you, but they don't support you. You understand what I'm saying, right? They love you, but they don't support you. It could be a money situation. It could be access. It could be because you grown and they ain't growing. Now, after 3 years, right? Prime example. Y'all got together. Y'all had a lot of dreams. Y'all had a lot of goals. 3 years down the line, you started a business. And that business that you started, you know, in the beginning, the first 2 years when you start a business, you don't make no money. Because everything you have to save, everything have to go out because you can't make no money. If you can't make no money if you ain't spending, you got to spend money to make money. So you start this business, and in the beginning, you struggling. For the first 2 years, you struggling. And the person that you with, they doing good. They shaking, moving, and popping. They living a life. But in the meanwhile, you struggling. You sacrificing everything. You sacrificing life. You don't walk away from a good job. You don't walk away from different relationships because you want to be with this person. You want to build. You think you building. So now as time goes on, the third year comes, you start seeing residual. You start seeing income. You start seeing profit and you start seeing money that you never seen before. But now the person that you with, you start seeing them go downhill. So the money that you making, it trumps what they making, but you still love that person. Him or her. You still love that person. So now you working hard, you don't build the company, but they don't like what you do. Every time you turn around, you fight, you arguing. But you know, with this company, you got to keep struggling because you the backbone to what you do. After all the sacrifices you done made, all the time you don't put in, now you realizing 5 years done came, and the person that you with love you, but they don't really support you. How you supposed to handle that? How you supposed to handle that? But you don't want to give up on the person. You still want to fight to the end. You still want to battle to the end. Whatever that person do wrong, can never seem right. And whatever she do wrong or he do wrong, you can never see no wrong in that because you don't want to judge them. And because you don't want to turn them off because you still love that person. You want to be with that person. But the person telling you, I love you, but I don't support you. Now, I'm not talking about money. It could be anything. Because you do have jealousy and envy in a relationship. The person that you with might no longer want to be with you no more. But they still love you, so they stick with you and they tolerate you. Until eventually one day they do leave. But by then, the company that you started from ground up, and you done had 5 years, is very profitable. Now you're making money. But they still don't love you, but he or she want to reap what you done built. But now they want to build off that. But you don't allow them to because now you telling them, you never really supported me. So how can I support you? Is you wrong for that? You gotta ask, is you wrong for that? Because I don't think you should be wrong for that. That's like if you dealing with a person, right? You make it $100,000 a year. They make it $40,000 a year. And you trying to build off that. But you can never see that person get nowhere. But what she or he doing is blaming you because you left them behind. But how the hell I leave you behind if you wasn't supporting me? That could be anything. So if a person tell you, I don't love you, no, I love you, but I'll support you. Should you be with that person? Should you stick it out? What should you do? You got to ask yourself, do you really want to stick around and watch that person grow? That's like that's like prime example, right? Prime example. You sitting on some money, right? And a person come to you and say, can you help me start a cleaning business? And then you look at that person and say, help you start a cleaning business. But you don't even clean shit. You don't even clean up here. Is you wrong for that? Or was you judging that person? You wrong for that? So you telling me I'm supposed to help you start a business and you don't even clean at home? Can you help me start a garage where I can fix cars and do oil changes? Why should I do that when you don't even fix your own car and you don't even change your own oil? But then it's like they look at you like you judge. You're not really judging them. You just basically saying you have lazy ways and I'm not about to support a lazy business. Should you tell them that or is you wrong for that? But you love them so much that you tolerate that person. Now you got 10 years in the game. Now that love goes from being loving you, not supporting you, to a love and hate relationship. And I'm going to keep it 100. I don't deal with love and hate relationships. I don't stick around for that madness. I'm out the door because I can't love you and you're going to hate me. Or I'm going to hate you and then you love me. I'm not doing that. I'm out the door. Some people say it's cheaper to keep them. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that one bit. I don't believe in the whole cheaper to keep them business. I'm not in that business. I'd rather leave with a peace of mind than trying to keep you because it's cheaper to keep the relationship. If you're gonna stick around because it's cheaper to keep them, then you're gonna be miserable as hell just staying in that relationship. All relationships are built different. All relationships are built different. The hell? Oh, I'm sitting here tripping. All relationships are built different, man. And with this old 2021 and COVID, it seems like who can get a decent relationship. So I say if you married, keep that. You got a bond, keep that. But if a person you with they don't support you, I'm not trying to tell you to leave that person, but I couldn't fuck with that person. Because if you don't support what I do, how can I love you back? I couldn't do that because what that's going to do is draw a wedge in this relationship. I can't do that because I know cats that's going through that shit right now. So they keep a person around because they love that person. But they going through the shit. But they tolerate the person. But see, that's an unhealthy relationship. So if you choose to stick around for that, and you can't get nothing out that relationship, is you wrong for sticking around? Or if you wrong for pacifying the relationship, trying to keep relationship for the sake of what? The kids? The sake of not being alone? Because some people seem like they can never be without a relationship. So why is you still sticking around? That's my thing. Because if you don't support me, you never really love me. You gotta, it just come in different ways. Like you can say, well, what is J. Cole talking about? Well, he gonna say, if you never support me, you never really love me. That can go hand in hand. Because at the end of the day, if that business or you start making 100 grand a year and plus, hey, what's going on, Sage? Salute. At the end of the year, right? Now y'all together for give and take. Y'all together. You started the business 3 years after relationship. 10 years later, the business is booming. So now you making 300 grand a year, 400 grand a year. If the person don't support what you do, should you stick around for that relationship? Should you? Or like I said, or should you say, well, I'm gonna tolerate this relationship because I love that person? We talking male and female. I'm not pointing out the females. I'm not pointing out the males. That could go either way. That shit could go either way. But a lot of people will tolerate a relationship for the heck of it or for the kids. Or will you just say, well, I'm doing it for peace of mind? So you stick around for that. Because I know a lot of friends of mine, a lot of my male friends are going through that shit. A lot of females are going through it. And now the money plays a big part because if you make it a certain amount a year and they not making what you making, who fault is that? Now they tell you, well, you making 100 grand a year plus you're going to have to take care of everything because I'm over here struggling. I got bills, I got credit, I got debt. Well, if I ain't the one that started that damn debt, why should I have to front everything? I shouldn't have to do that. Shouldn't have to. Because if I got into a relationship with a certain goal, and me and you sit down and we had a conversation, said, well, we're going to build, we're going to save, we're going to build. Within 3 years, we're going to have either have a house or a business. Which either one come first. And within those 3 years, you never did shit to support me. And now the business start booming, is I'm obligated to take care of you financially. Now, if we got kids, I don't have a choice. But if we don't have no kids, and after 3 years, the business took off, and you still sitting at 40,000. Now, I'm not basing relationship on money, but what I'm trying to tell you is, most of the time, it's not even about the money. It's the envy. It's the jealousy. It's the accusing you of doing everything you're not doing. Because you know why? Because now you don't took that business from scratch to where as though it's making you money. That's the same thing right now if you in the stocks, right? You tell him or her, your female, or you tell your man, you say, yo, listen here. I got a good stock tip that we can invest in weed because y'all both smoke weed. And we can invest in weed. We go in 500 apiece. And the company just started. We hold out for 2 years. But at the same time, we invest in different angles. We invest in different entities. We invest in different programs, different projects. And they tell you, oh, that investing shit don't work. You're always wasting your money. So now you let that investment sit for 2 years. You don't even touch it. You watch on it, but you don't babysit it. You just let it grow. So 2 years, them stocks and bonds you don't brought, them stocks you don't brought, it's sitting at 100 grand and you can sell and make 300, or you can sell and make $500,000. Are you obligated to give that half of that money to the one you with if they didn't support you? That's what I'm saying. You could be in a solid relationship, but if that person don't support you, then what you got? You ain't got shit. See, I could say young and old, but I know a bunch of old dudes that act like young dudes. Old females acting like young females. But now I don't know about being married. I can't speak on married couples because I never been married and I'm not married. I don't even see that shit in the headlights right now. I'm speaking on you meeting someone, you building a foundation with, and y'all struggling the second year, come the third year, you or her done built some wealth. And the other person still stagnated. Are you obligated to stay in a relationship if you're not married? Or if you are married and if you don't have no kids, should you break bread with her or him? Or should you help them find something that they could get into? Help them find their niche. See, a lot of people don't talk about shit like this because they don't want to talk about it. So when you talk about stuff like this, you don't get no views. But in the long run, 2 years from now, the view's going to be there. See, everybody want it now. You can't have it now. It's like business. It's like being in a relationship. You want the best relationship right now. In the beginning, the sex is great. Y'all face kissing all the time. Y'all holding hands walking down the street. Y'all can't get off each other. If you don't keep that going and make an effort to work towards that, then a couple of years from now, you're going to lose that. Now, if you base the relationship off that, once that dry out, what you got left? If you didn't base it on the person, what's in the person, you base it on the outside. Or you looking at him or her, they nice looking, they built right, and they got their mind right. But mentally, they don't want shit. So you stick around for that. Now they say, right, You put kids in that. You involve kids in it. Now you don't really want to leave the household because you got kids involved. You don't want you promised the kid I would never leave. I'll be the best dad, the best mom in the world. Now you're gonna stick around and go through the headache. Is it worth it? You stuck around, you put years in it. You stuck around, you put years in this relationship, right? You're trying to be the best father in the world, the best man in the world. But everything you do in that house, it could never be right. You tried your hardest. You bought her anything she wanted. You made sure she had a brand new car every 2 years. You made sure her credit was better than yours. You did everything in the house you needed to do. You're supposed to do as a man. And that person come back and tell you, I'm not in love with you, but I love you. How you supposed to speak on that? How you supposed to handle that? For some people, that's a hard question. Some people it's not. It's easy for some people to leave. Some people, depends on how they was raised, and they was raised with a two-parent in the household, they're tough it out because the mother was more dominant than the father, and the father was more dominant than the mother. But when you raised with a single parent, you quit to say, I'm out of here. I know because many relationships I done bounced. I ain't want to stick around. I got the hell up out of there. Maybe I should have stuck around. I don't know. Because I ain't the one for the cheaper the keeper. I don't believe in cheaper the keeper. If you believe in cheaper the keeper, then you a sucker for love. I don't believe in that shit. I'm not going to be with you because it's cheaper. I don't care if we got kids together. I'm not going to be with you because it's cheaper to keep her. You know, some people may say cheaper to keep her where, well, if you with a female and she paying all the bills, she making $100,000 a year. She got a nice car, nice head on her shoulders, nice body, but I'm going to tolerate her to be with her because everything she got and I don't have. It's cheaper to keep her. I'm not doing that. I can't do it. Somebody say, oh, well, maybe, well, you need to learn how to love. It's not about learning how to love. It's all about, at the end of the day, who you are as an individual, how you look at yourself. Now, if you look at yourself at a higher standard and you expect a lot for yourself and you out there making it happen, there's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people sit around and they tolerate the shit. And at the end of the day, what you get nothing. All you're gonna get is coming home from work at 4:00 in the afternoon, and you sitting in your car, and you scared to go turn the key because he or she gonna start beasting, start arguing. You know why they fighting with you? Because they like didn't go no damn where. So you out there, you doing all the you the breadwinner, male or female, and you bringing the bread home, but you still not judging that person that's laying in your house, but they judging you. You can sit up here and say, nah, I'm in the best relationship of my life. Nah, ain't nothing perfect. You just have to work on it and work at it. It's not perfect. Like I said, I can't speak on marriage because I ain't never been married, but years of experience and me being 48, shit, I know better. I know better. When you know better, you do better. So you got to ask yourself, will you choose to put your life on the line for a person that say, I don't support you, but I love you? Or you can just sit there and say, you know what? I don't give a damn. I sit here and wait it out. That's all I want to talk about. I'm about to get up out of here. Salute for everybody coming by. The Bushes and Sage. I'm up out of here.